Facebook Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, saying that at the height of the pandemic, he said his company was pressured by the Biden administration over the COVID-19 type of content that was going out there. Some felt that it was misinformation, but saying that he felt very cornered in a way that no CEO should feel here.
JEJE Vibe. JEJE Vibe. JEJE Vibe.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? All my people around the world. You know it's JEJE Vibe.
I'm vibing.
You know I got the queen with me. JEJE Vibe, the vibe that you always need in your life.
It's vibing.
You already know when we come through, we have to talk about the vibe.
We have to.
Today we're going to be talking about Mark Zuckerberg's letter of apology, stating that he regrets all of the COVID restrictions, that his platform was suppressing information. So let's hear it.
It's not often we hear CEOs of major companies admit they were wrong, but in a stunning letter to Congress, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg admits he regrets caving to White House pressure to censor content online during the pandemic. As Fox's Rebecca Castor reports, the Biden administration is brushing off the accusation.
Meta CEO Mark.
I don't even know what to say. The fact that they brushed it off, or is it the fact that he actually admitted to his own wrongdoings?
This is crazy. This is really crazy. So they brush it off like they don't want to talk about it. But he's saying he was pressured. So this is more like an allegation that he was pressured into suppressing information during the time of COVID.
But this is not the first time, though. A lot of people have been talking about it. Hey, the election that happened that Trump lost.
The Biden laptop.
That too.
The Hunter Biden laptop story in the wake of those revelations from Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg about content censorship over government pressure. The Hunter Biden story was initially flagged as potential Russian disinformation and was treated that way by the media and on social media, but the story was factual. So how is it being covered now? Here's Fox News media analyst, host of Fox's Media Buzz, Howard Kurtz.
It was at this Delaware computer shop that Hunter Biden's infamous laptop became a symbol, not only of the president's son's personal and legal problems, but of a major media embarrassment. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg admitted in a letter to Republican Congressman Jim Jordan that his company suppressed a New York Post report on the computer shortly before the 2020 election. At the time, more than 50 former top intelligence officials, including Leon Panetta, John Brennan, Michael Hayden, and James Clapper, signed a letter saying the laptop story has all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation. This generated headlines first in Politico and drew substantial TV coverage.
History will expose you all as fools and useful idiots for the Russians.
Serious questions tonight about whether the Russians are using Rudy Giuliani to interfere in the U.S. presidential election.
We do know that it's a very active Russian campaign. That's according to the U.S. intelligence community.
Joe Biden took the same line in a debate with Donald Trump.
Look, there are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant.
Others, such as NPR, refused to cover the story. Then managing editor Terrence Samuel saying, "We don't want to waste our time on stories that are not really stories." When the New York Times and Washington Post confirmed the laptop's authenticity a year and a half later, Scarborough said he'd just been raising questions, but that it doesn't let the media off the hook. Zuckerberg now says Facebook was wrong and there was no Russian disinformation involving the laptop. When pressed, some of the former officials still defend signing the letter.
Zuckerberg just threw a major punch in the big government versus big tech matchup. In a letter to the House Judiciary Committee, which is investigating his company, Zuckerberg admits Facebook was pressured by...
So the House Judiciary Committee is already investigating Meta. So this is a letter to the committee.
The Biden White House to censor content related to COVID-19 during the pandemic. Zuckerberg writes, "I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it." And adds, "We're ready to push back if something like this happens again."
The actual data that we now...
You're now ready to push back if something like this happen again. So are you trying to wait until something like this happen again?
Whereby it has happened before, even before COVID, even before Hunter Biden's laptop. The election. Yeah, I said it. I will say it again. On how they were suppressing information. Yes, I said it. Because at that time too, I was putting out, what's it called? Post. Because that's what you see on Instagram. I'm no longer on Instagram anyways. But I was putting out post. And views were limited.
Crazy.
Normally, if you have about 500 followers, you only get 10%, maybe 10 point something percent views based on your followers. So if you have about 500, you would get what? 50? And then all of a sudden you're beginning to get 3 views within 24 hours of your story. Crazy. 1 view within 24 hours of your story. Close to election.
Crazy.
Yes, I have to talk about it and I have to say it and call a spade a spade.
So Mark has been suppressing information. Meta has been suppressing information. And it's not just a new thing. But right
no, it's not.
He's coming out to apologize.
To admit it.
To also admit that he took part in the suppressing of information on the internet. Now, why is Mark coming out to tell us all these things now? Does he know something we don't?
It's getting juicy.
Does he know something we don't know?
have related to the pandemic demonstrates that these positions they were suppressing, that many of them were actually correct and that the public would have benefited from having them out there.
On that point, a White House official told Fox when confronted with the deadly pandemic, this administration encouraged responsible actions to protect public health and safety. We believe tech companies and other private actors should take into account the effect their actions have on the American people while making independent choices about the information they present. But that's not all Zuckerberg included.
So this is the White House response. This is crazy. So when dealing with information, well, but still, who is to determine what information is
so correct? Even I would say personally, some of my friends that are even maybe on one side of the wing in terms of their views, their accounts get blocked or deleted or something.
Crazy.
So people are not entitled to their own opinion in your platform. It's one-sided.
That's why we need free speech. Do we really have free speech?
In his letter, he also admitted Facebook was wrong when they demoted the Hunter Biden laptop story ahead of the 2020 election.
When you saw Twitter and Facebook censoring that story, the message that was sent was that there was something wrong with it, that it was inaccurate. You saw huge abuses of power. I hope that we don't see that kind of pressure from governments again.
Mark Zuckerberg also says he is staying out of politics and he will not be making any donations this election cycle.
That's his business if he wants to make donations or no donation or whatever. At the end of the day, you got in bed with them in the first place.
Crazy. So, this is crazy. Mark Zuckerberg regretting his actions he took during COVID. Also during the Hunter Biden laptop. Not to mention some of the ones that he didn't mention. So there's a whole lot of reasons why.
And that's still going to come out.
And still coming out. So Mark, be on the good side. Be on the good side.
Hey, people are leaving the platform. It's been boring lately. Yeah, I said that.
Crazy. It ain't meta the matter. But anyway, hit the like, hit the subscribe channel. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be dulling. Hit the like. Subscribe to the channel. And you know where to find us. It's JEJE Vibe. We'll see you in the next video.
We're out of here now.
Blessings, blessings, blessings.
It's JEJE Vibe. It's JEJE Vibe. It's vibing. Like a thief in the night, yo.